Whenever you put a stamp on a document, inscribe your full name over the stamp at an angle. The color ink you use for this is a function of what color will show up best against the colors in the stamp. Ideal colors for doing this are purple, which is royalty, blue, which is origin of the bond, and gold, which is the king's edict. Avoid red at all costs. Obviously, if you have a dark multicolored stamp, you do not want to use purple or blue ink since your autograph on it would not stand out as well if you use a lighter color ink. Ideally, one could decide on the best color for his autograph and then obtain stamps that best suit one's criteria and taste. Although a dollar stamp is best, it is a luxury unless one is well off financially. Otherwise, reserve the use of dollar stamps for crucial instruments such as travel documents. The rationale for using 2-cent stamps is that in the 19th century, the official postage rate for the de jure post office of the United States of America was fixed at 2 cents. For stamps to carry on one's person for any kind of unexpected encounter or emergency use, this denomination might be ideal. Use stamps on important documents such as a check, travel documents, paperwork you put in court, etc. Where you put the stamp and how many stamps to use depend on the document. On foundational documents and checks, for instance, put a stamp on the right-hand corner of the instrument, both on the front and back. The bottom right-hand corner of the face of a check note or bill of exchange signifies the liability. Furthermore, the bottom right-hand corner of the reverse of the document is the final position on the page, so no one else can endorse anything. After that, you want to have the last word. If you have only one stamp, put it where you are expected to sign and autograph over cross twice. In the case of a traffic ticket, for instance, put a stamp on the lower right-hand corner where you are supposed to sign and autograph across the stamp at an angle. Autographing a stamp not only establishes you as the postmaster of the contract, but constitutes a cross-claim. Using the stamp process on documents presents your adversaries with a problem because their jurisdiction is subordinate to that of the U.P.U, which you have now invoked for your benefit. The result in practice of doing this is that whenever those who know what you are doing are recipients of your documents with autographed stamps, they back off. If they do not, take the matter to the U.S. Postmaster to deal with. If he will not provide you with remedy, take the matter to the U.P.U for them to clean up. The countries whose stamps would most be effective to use are China, Japan, the United States, and Great Britain. Utilizing these countries covers both East and West. However, since the U.S. seems to be the point man in implementing the New World Order, one might most advisably use U.S. stamps. If you put stamps on documents you submit to the court, put a stamp on the back of each page at the bottom right-hand corner. Do not place any stamps on the front of court paperwork, since doing so alarms the clerk. By placing your autograph stamp on the reverse side-hand corner, you prevent being damaged by one of the tricks judges use these days. A judge might have your paperwork on his bench, but turned over so that only the back side, which is ordinarily blank, on every side is visible. Then if you ask about your paperwork, he might say something like, "Yes, I have your paperwork in front of me, but I don't find anything." He can't see anything on the back side of a page. If you place an autograph stamp on the lower right-hand corner, you foreclose a judge from engaging in this trick. In addition, when it comes to court documents, one side is criminal, the other is civil. Using the autograph stamp that you rubber stamp with your seal on the back side of your court document is evidence that you possess the canceled obligation on the civil side. Since there can be no assessment for criminal charges, and you show that you are the holder of the civil assessment, there is no way out for the court. Also, in any court document you put in, handwrite your EIN number, which is the social security number without dashes, in gold on the top right corner of every page with the autograph stamp on the back side. Use of a notary combined with a postage stamp and sometimes embassy stamps gives you a priority mechanism. Everything is commerce, and all commerce is contract. The master of the contract is the post office, and the U.P.U is the supreme overlord of the commerce, banking, and postal systems of the world. Use of these stamps in this manner gets the attention of those in the system to whom you provide your paperwork. It makes you the master of that post office. Use of the stamp is especially important when dealing with major players such as FBI, CIA, Secret Service, Treasury, etc. They understand the significance of what you are doing. Many times they hand documents back to someone using this approach and say, "Have a good day, sir." They don't want any untoward repercussions coming back at them. If anyone asks you why you are doing what you are doing, suggest that they consult their legal counsel for the significance. It is not your job to explain the law, nor explain such things as your exemption or set-off account. The system hangs us by our own words. We have to give them the evidence, information, contracts, and legal determinations they require to convict us. The wise words of Calvin Coolidge, the most taciturn president in U.S. history, are apt. When asked why he spoke so little, he replied, "I have never been hurt by anything I didn't say." The bottom line is, whenever you need to sign any legal commercial contract, put a stamp, even a 1-cent stamp, over where you sign, and sign at an angle across it. Let the recipient deal with the significance and consequences of your actions. If you are in a court case or at any stage of a proceeding, such as an indictment, summons, complaint, or any other hostile encounter with the system, immediately do the following. Make a color copy of whatever documents you receive or scan them in color into your computer. Stamp the original of the first page of every document with the stamp. Put a postage stamp on the signature space and autograph across it at an angle with your full name using purple or blue ink. Handwritten with upper and lower case with your gold ink bullet stamp seal on the upper left hand portion of the postage stamp. Make a colored copy of the stamped autograph pages and or scan it into your computer. Put a stamp on the lower right hand corner of the back of every page and bullet stamp and autograph it. Have a notary send each document back to the sender with a notary certificate of service with or without an accompanying support affidavit by you. If you have an affidavit, put an autograph stamp on the upper right hand corner of the first page and the lower right hand corner of the back of every page. People who have engaged in this process report that when any knowledgeable judge, attorney, or official sees this, matters change drastically. All of these personages know what mail fraud is. Since autographing the stamp makes you the postmaster of the contract, anyone who interferes is tampering with the mail and engaging in mail fraud. You can then subpoena the postmaster, either of the post office from which the letter was mailed, or the U.S. Postmaster General, or both, and have them explain what the rules are under deposition of testimony on the witness stand in open court. In addition, most of the time, when you get official communication, it has a red meter postage mark on the envelope rather than a canceled stamp. This is an act of mail fraud. If the envelope has a red meter postage mark on it, they are the ones who have engaged in mail fraud because there is no canceled stamp. It is the canceled stamp that has the power. An uncanceled stamp has nothing. A red meter postage mark is an uncanceled stamp. If it is not canceled, it is not paid. One researcher has scanned everything into his computer and has more red meter marks than he can shake a stick at. Officials sending things out by canceled stamp is a rarity, perhaps at most 2%. With the red meter postage, you can trace each communication back to the P.O. from which it was sent. So you can get the postmaster for that P.O. as well as the Postmaster General for the U.S. to investigate the mail fraud involved. It is reasonable to conclude that canceling a stamp both registers the matter and forms a contract between the party that canceled the stamp and the U.P.U. Using a stamp for postage without canceling it is prima facie evidence that the postmaster of the local post office is committing mail fraud by taking a customer's money and not providing the paid for service and providing you with the power of a canceled stamp, as required under the provisions of the U.P.U. When you place an autograph stamp on a document, you place that document and the contract underlying it under the international law and treaty, with which the courts have no jurisdiction to deal. The system cannot deal with the real you, the living principle, as evidenced and witnessed by jurat. Nor can officials, attorneys, judges go against the U.P.U., international law, and treaty. In addition, they have no authority jurisdiction to impair a contract between you as the living principle and the U.P.U., overseer of all world commerce. You canceled the stamp by sealing it and autographing across it. You did so in capacity of being the living principal, as acknowledged by your seal and the jurat on your documents. If you are in a court case, bring in your red-metered envelopes in court and request the judge to direct the prosecutor to explain the red-metered postage stamp. Then watch their jaws drop. Doing this is especially potent if you also have asked the prosecutor to provide his bar number, since most attorneys in court, especially in the U.S., are not qualified. An attorney in federal court had better have a 6-digit bar card, or he committed a felony just by walking in and giving his name. Lastly, if you are charged with mail fraud, subpoena the prosecutors to bring in the evidence on which mail fraud is being alleged, as well as the originals of all envelopes used for mailing any item connected with the case. Then the mail fraud involved was committed by the postmaster of the U.P.U in which the envelope was stamped. So this was just something on the Universal Postal Union. Now there's some things in here that we're not even gonna deal with, like, for example, talking about the exemptions of the set-off account and certain sovereign patriot information, trying to control the strong man and own the strong man and all that stuff. But the idea of the ink, making sure that you sign in blue, gold, or purple, making sure that you don't sign in red at all, making sure that if you do have contracts or documents that you put a stamp on there.
Why is it that we don't sign in red?
Red is basically debt. Like in business, you have the ledger, you have black, and then you have red, and then red is dead, and then black
being in
is
the red. Yeah. Being in the red as opposed to black.
Yeah, being in the red.
You have any copies? Where can I get a copy of that?
They copy downstairs?
We'll try to
You try not, you just see if you can make some copies of
yeah.
this. See what. So that's the Universal Postal Union. And again, it's just information, just little things that we can utilize, being that our exercising of our rights haven't been done for so long that we need to just put everything out there. Like, we can't even not do something. We might as well just do everything, because what is it that we have to lose anyways, based on the position that we're in? If we claim to be the fiction, like if we claim to be the all caps name, like we're already setting ourselves up for everything that's coming down the pipe when they say that, okay, well, like Prophet said, one day all the property is going back to the government. So, we and especially with things like court cases and stuff like that, it's like we were talking about, they challenge us harder than anybody else because of what we have to gain by it being dismissed. Because if ours is dismissed, then that's precedent for anybody who wants to get down with what we're dealing with, according to what the Prophet said should be done since 1913 that nobody's been doing. And the few people that have been doing it, like I was talking with a couple Moors about other Moors who, maybe they might get some information from Taj, and then they try the information and then they get arrested. And then people are going to say, oh, Taj is giving the wrong information. No, it's not Taj, the information is wrong. It's the fact that they're not in tune with what the information is. They just want to copy and paste. They just want to go on the website, download something, and then, okay, well, yeah, that's why Pleasant Bay took off the nationality card off of the website. Because Moors were going on there, or people were going on there, download the card, they have nationality card now, and now they think that because they have this card that they got off the website, that's going to save them. And that they can just, well, I have a nationality card, and then put it up there. And then when you ask them what nationality is, they don't know what it is. And when you ask them what's in propria persona,
Yeah.
they don't know what it is.